Like any other Desian of the internet, I've been searching through my feeds on YouTube and my other, media outlets, and I recently found a video by the Amazing Atheist reacting to a man by the name of Milo Stewart. Now, this video is not about Amazing video; it's about the video he was reacting to. Now, Milo Stewart his video apparently claimed that everyone who's not trans or any other minority is a racist. These again. So, let's start off, Milo Stewart, who looks like if you took a computer program to render what would look like if you composited Hannah Hart's and Tyler Oakley's faces with Jay Leno's chin, and you failed horribly, and that's what you got. First, nothing against Hannah Hart or Tyler Oakley. I like you guys. I don't like this guy. I instantly looked at him. I didn't like him because it's just something about him. So, Milo Stewart's a trans man. Now, for those of you who may or may not know what that is, a trans man is also known as a male to female transgender. A woman, or person who was born female, who feels they're supposed to be born male. Which I have no problem with. That's whatever floats your boat. Whatever you need to do to feel like you. So, Mr. Stewart was going on saying that apparently because non-trans people are transphobic automatically, and he was also saying because he's white, he apparently can't understand what it's like for other races. What's true to a certain point, but what he basically seems saying is that all people who are not of a minority are instantly biased against all people of that that group. So apparently, since I am a cis white male heterosexual of California, and I apparently hate everyone who lives in California. I don't like brown people, as he might say, and apparently I hate gays, lesbians, bis, and trans people, which is the total opposite of the kind of person I am. And I mean, for one thing, I hate to pull the stereotypical white person. Like, I have friends of all type, but I have a cousin. He's bi. Tends to prefer men over women, but that's just who he is. I have a gay aunt. I worked with a number of people who are lesbian or gay. Some of my favorite YouTubers are bi. For instance, the Amazing Atheist himself is bi. I used to watch Shane Dawson. He's bi. I got nothing against them. They're just that's just a part of who they are, and it doesn't affect my viewpoint of them in one way or another. It's just like the fact I have brown hair. That's just something that makes them who they are, and I don't give a crap. But apparently this guy thinks that, well, I give a fuck, which I don't. And I'm worried because this is the exact same kind of person who infects social movements. The same people. It's the same kind of, you don't understand the same kind of emo kid. Like, you just don't understand, man. I mean, I'm a trans guy. You just understand me. Ugh. I'm gonna go cut myself. Mom and Dad don't love me. No, these are the worst kind of, this personality type, this Munchausen syndrome. I'm a victim and you need to pay attention to me, and then you're wrong if you accuse me of not just to negate my victimhood. That's the worst kind of. You're actually alienating people who could help. A little history, part of the way a group who is not empowered can get empowered, one of the ways is you change things from within. How do you do that? You appeal to the group who's in power, the majority group, to help them. That's how the 20th that's how the 19th Amendment got passed in America, and how, in other countries women gained the right to vote. They went to men who are sympathetic, who are like, yeah, why shouldn't you have the right to vote? They went to politicians who are like, women have the right to vote. That means more votes. You appeal to those who, I hate to say it, they hate to be like, you need to appeal to power, but that's kind of how things are done. That's how you had the 13th and 14th Amendment passed, because you had people who were sympathetic towards the cause of the slaves in the United States. That's how Brown v. Board of Education, you got sympathy. That's how the Supreme Court case, which now allows same-sex marriage couples. You can't just alienate the majority, or all the majority, into feeling bad for being who they are, being born white, or being born, heterosexual, or, comfortable in their skin. In fact, I've learned this from, to quote Richard Dawkins. I'm going to paraphrase him. He said this about atheists. He said, the big problem with some atheists, and I'm an atheist, is that some of them will become so firebrand, they will isolate sympathetic theists who will help them, who will say, hey, yeah, that's not cool that these things are being done, that you're being discriminated against because of a belief system or because of who you are. That's why now no longer you have the mental health book that psychologists use to determine mental illness. That's why homosexuality was taken out of there, because people were like, dude, this isn't a mental disease. This is just the way they were born. And that's why trans sexuality isn't really listed as a mental disease. Gender dysphoria is a mental condition, and how we don't electrocute people. We say, we're going to help you transition. You clearly don't feel right in this body, and that's but it's assholes like this Milo Stewart who isolate the movement, who infect movements. That's why the gender equality movement saw a big split, because you had, in the feminist group, you had those like the infamous Big Red feminists who basically said that, shut the fuck up, you don't understand anything. We want to understand stuff. We want to understand. It's called, how else are you going to get people to, come into your group if you don't say, hey, here's my problem? And they go, I understand. I can see where you're coming from. You convince them. You persuade them. You don't make them feel bad for being what they are already. I'm autistic. I don't make people feel bad for being, non-autistic. I was born with one part of my brain more developed, and in exchange, I lost the ability to socialize easier. I learned things I have to learn that to watch out for, like, body posture, or, social situations that most people are born instinctual with. I don't say, fuck you, you don't understand me, and you're ableist. No, I say, hey, and I've done this, I say, hey, this is what I'm about. And they go, I understand. And that, I understand where you're coming from. And we're gonna. This is just what makes you up, and we're gonna see if we can help. Make things easier for you, which is really how things need to go. And that's how, again, as I said, this is how you change things. You don't isolate people. You don't do the emo kid saying no one will fucking understand me. You seek help. You seek sympathy and empathy. Because maybe something that sets you apart, maybe someone has been discriminated for a different reason, but they can get it. And maybe they've overcome it. They'll be the ones to reach their hand out and say, follow me. This is how we're going to get stuff done. My name is Dan. Please hit the subscribe button. Like it if you do like it. Leave a comment below. And I will see you guys later.